Good afternoon. Anita Dawn here from Sail Pilates. Just trying to get my sign in the picture there. Okay, how are you today, guys? If you're joining me, then please put hello in the comments, because as I mentioned this morning, it's so much more motivating. You'll get so much more out of me if you join me for the sessions. But I understand, I do understand if the times don't suit you, So sometimes that commitment can really make us mentally stronger. Okay, all right, self-discipline and all that. I'm not saying you're not disciplined. All right, so what we're going to do today is strength, and we are using the bands. All right, so I do have a little video on the Facebook group, and it tells you how to fit the bands. Okay, so you need the anchor, and if you have a banister, or if you don't have an anchor, then I'll show you very briefly, but I'm not going to focus on non-anchor sessions, okay? So I've got a carabiner, but you don't need a carabiner. You just thread your band through, and again, you could have a flexiband threaded through, but we're going to do a little warm-up first, So march it out. I still need to move this a little bit, Awesome, guys. There we go. Hopefully. Inhale up and exhale down one more time. And also a mat would be good for the knees. We're going to do something kneeling. March to me. Here we go. Stay here. Hump the arms and back. Walking, marching is always good. And again. All right. On the spot. Out, out, in, in. Yeah, we did that this morning. If you've done that yet. Woo. And in. Better keep it simple. I was up so early this morning. I did a workshop yesterday, and I was buzzing in the middle of the night. Social media, All right, step touch. Here we go. So it's really good to just elevate the pulse rate a little bit, and then the muscles will work a little bit better, and it's more safe for the joints. Hamstring curl. So with these movements, just working a little bit around through the body. Then we're going to just take the feet and march it out. Keep the feet and hip bone distance apart. We're going to round through and just warm up through the upper back and the shoulders. The shoulders do work quite a lot here, and just do a couple more. Just move that on to something a little quieter. All right, and then shoulders. So we need to think about shoulder stabilization. Shoulders away from the ears and not protracted, not retracted. So it's really great for strengthening up the shoulders, but they need to be in a good alignment. So one of my favorite all-time exercises. So if you were to do it without an anchor point, but it's this one here, where you only do one arm at a time, and if you do two, it's not the same, because you need the pull from above to get the lower fibers in your back muscles, and really you just can't do it effectively without the door anchor. So what I'm going to do here, so I've got a high anchor position, so I've just got the little bead or the rollers on the other side, and you can thread the band through, or the flexiband. You can hold on to the flexiband. So from here, I do actually like to hold it a little bit higher up there, and I go into a split stance, and I'm pulling down and back with the elbows. It's also to get into those fibers, I start to lift the chest, and you've probably seen me on the photos doing this one. So my wrist is nice and straight and aligned, and the grip there. So if you had handles, it would be difficult to keep that straightness in the wrist, so over time. So you've got to always think about not just the shoulders, but also the wrist alignment. So I'm holding on with the hands, I'm gripping, but I'm pulling down and back with the elbows. Inhale, so exhale, pulling down, and notice that the forearm is always in alignment with the band there. So I hope you feel that, So that one there, so back works really very, very functional. So hopefully you saw, where was it, in one of my little videos, that we tend to do the back either bent over, and a lot of people don't support their weight and they're leaning forward and they overstress the back in an unfriendly way. Yeah, so there's not really there's no core work there. Or we sit on the floor and use the foot as an anchor point. Yeah, and we do that mid row. Okay, but really you want the anchor outside of the body. And here, this is brilliant. And standing upright, this is so functional because this is where I want core strength. And there's no point just isolating the back. And I could start with a split stance, but ideally then go into, I have to work my core a lot harder here. So as you start to work harder and pull the band more, so the more you stretch the band, the greater resistance. Yeah, you might want to wear gloves, get some training gloves here, okay, with the fingers, not just the cut-offs, yeah? So what's great about the band is that when you start, I'm not very strong here. I'm strongest halfway. So here, I've got very little resistance. And then where I need it, the resistance is more. Yeah, so I'm not going to get injured. So here, if the resistance, as in fixed weights and free weights, yeah, dumbbells, but you wouldn't do this with a dumbbell. You couldn't do. You'd have to bend over to use gravity when you have a free weight. And when you have an exercise machine, you have the body supported and there's no core work. So this is beautiful. And I'm getting myself strong in a good functional position, working my core, but then getting into the row. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then another of my favorites, which you can't do effectively without the anchor point. Yeah. So just in case you haven't got one, is reverse fly. I do it quite often because it's better than nothing. And hands shoulder width apart, wider. And here I'm retracting the shoulder blades and I'm working middle back. So I'm squeezing the shoulder blades together and I'm also working at the back of the shoulder. But the line of pull is very close to the body. So I'm really getting very much into shoulders and I don't get into the back so much. So the beautiful thing here, so I could do that. I would want it kind of 3/4 of the way up, but I usually use it high, medium and low. So because I've got here, I want it to be in line with my chest so I can kneel down. But you don't have to kneel down. You could sit in a chair and I'm going to move that down a fraction just where I want it. I could have moved it up really. But kneeling is good because you don't have to worry too much about stabilization. So I come quite close and I've got the same arms position I've just been doing, but you get into the back more. It's a much more functional exercise, for the back muscles, because the anchor is away from the body. Does that make sense? And I can work deeper into the back there. Yeah, so those are my favorite exercises for the back. Yeah, there are others. That's not all of them. We also do press back is nice. So this here, I've got 2 anchors set up so I can slide it up the inside of the door. Yeah, so so here I could do that reverse fly in this position here. Yeah, so you see I've got my arms at right angles, and that's that's good. That's even better because I'm standing upright, and we don't tend to do very much on our knees, do we, in everyday life? So we're usually standing. So the more we do standing, the more functional it is. But we always have to think about our neutral alignment through the spine. Okay, so let's just do a little bit of a stretching there. Loosen out the shoulders, roll them back. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense to you guys. Yeah, so let's just take hold of the right arm with the left hand and pull it away from the body to the diagonal. And you can pull it up a little bit, stretching through the back muscles. Feel it in the shoulder blade there and the back muscles. Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to do chest. Yeah, and that's good as well. So how do we normally work chest? Yeah, standing or lying on the floor. Yeah, so not function at all. We have to ask ourselves, what's the point of doing these exercises? Yeah, am I wasting my time? Am I wasting my energy? And I'm not really getting stronger in the right places. And then I'll be, all prone to injury and injury around the joints. And one of the main causes of death as we get older is biomechanical issues in the body because of weak muscles and lack of movement around the joints, and also if we don't eat well, the connective tissue, yeah, the tendons and ligaments, the quality is not good. So what you eat affects every muscle in the body. You have good quality cells, yeah, and that's important what you eat. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me. Do pop any comments. So I'm just introducing you slowly, yeah, to this. And on Saturday in the masterclass, when I run through them, so I have to see who signed up, and really there's no excuse. I mean, get yourself, they're not very expensive, the anchor point and the door anchor and the band. And I would definitely use that band. See, the thing is that if I have a flexor band, you'll find out this tomorrow. Yeah. So it's okay here, but this isn't functional because, I'm not working my core at all here. But if I have working through chest here, it does kind of work with this band, yeah, but not all exercises work without the door anchor, yeah, and the band. You can just use it for so many more things. It's a great investment. Okay, guys, so if you're watching it on replay, put hashtag replay. Otherwise, do talk to me. Let me know that you're out there. I'll make it through to the end of the month. What have we got? We've got 10, 11, 12 days to go, yeah. So next week I've got something different for you. But also this week we're doing LIT programs in the morning. LIT. So do let me know. Give me your feedback on the LIT. So that's low impact interval training, and it's brand new. It's and it's really good. Yeah. So I enjoy it, and I know that some of you enjoy it. All right. Thanks for watching, and stay safe. Keep moving, and remain positive at all times, unless you're having a test.